Hello, everybody. I can't believe it's only Wednesday. It feels like a very long week this week. But yeah, back for our school broadcasts, all connected with Northampton Film Festival that we're running in the county in May, 16th to 22nd of May, our first physical festival in 2 years, which is all very exciting. And we're doing these because we want to encourage people really to have a go at entering a film. But if you're watching this live, you've only got a few days if you're entering our main competition, or you've got about 2 weeks if you're part of our school's competition. If you're watching this in 2 weeks' time, then it's all closed and it'll have to be 2023. But if you want to find out a bit more about the competitions and deadlines and what's open and stuff, you can have a look at our website, which is northamptonfilmfestival.co.uk there. So yeah, today we have one of our judges with us, which is very exciting. The film festival, we have a lot of things going on. We show feature films, we have Q&As, we have talks from industry professionals and stuff. But ultimately, what it's all about is our short film competitions. And so very happy today to have one of our judges with us. So I'm going to bring in Callie Cooke. Hi, Callie, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
All right, yeah, quite tired, as I've said. So hopefully I will make some sense and
We'll
not
pull
ask not asking random questions about random things. However, we were just having a little bit of a chat earlier. One of the reasons I'm tired is that we've had some work experience students in our office, which is something that School Northampton does a lot. And obviously we're going to talk to you about your career and stuff. We're broadcasting live from the Grosvenor Centre, and having chatted about work experience, apparently you did your work experience here.
Did, yes. I was quite rubbish. I was one of those, I sort of applied everywhere and then forgot about the whole thing and then just had to be sent somewhere. So I ended up at River Island in the Grosvenor Centre. Yeah, very far away from what I do now. But I did end up working in a shop for a while as well. So I guess it wasn't completely wasted.
No. Well, and I'm sure you learned lots of interesting things about the world of work and working with people.
I just remember loving being in the Grosvenor Centre at lunchtime because I went to school at Campion in the middle of nowhere. So having all these lunch options was amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. A certain fast food outlet has been visited a lot by our work experience students. But anyway, we kind of digress.
Yes, sorry.
But the reason I kind of brought it up as well is to go, you are proper Northampton. You're from Northampton.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you wanted to do when you were a young person in Northampton, at school, at Campion School, as you just said.
Yeah. It's very different. So I'm 28, so I wasn't really aware of things like Northampton Film. I mean, I don't know how long you guys have been up and running, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it existed when I was there. Yeah, I didn't know much about the acting scene. I remember when I was at at Campion, there was one other boy who'd gone on to be an actor, and never my time, like 5 years above me, I think. And everyone was always like, well, there's that one guy from Northampton that became an actor. Or every now and then, if someone would be on telly, then my dad would be like, they're from Northampton. And it was like one person. So I do remember at the time thinking it was quite a small world. But I had amazing teachers at Campion. And I went to a stage coach at Caroline Chisholm as well. I started there when I was about 10 or 11, I think. And I went every Saturday. And I also used to do a morning Saturday school in Duston, at Duston School. So I sort of exhausted all the school options, to be honest. But it was amazing. I mean, I think I went to drama club every Saturday for about 8-9 years of my life when I was younger. And I loved it. And I had loads of friends, and they were all really, I mean, I was young, but they're all really affordable. I think the Duston School I used to go to was £5, and I used to have music and singing lessons and drama lessons in the morning, and it was £5 for like 3 hours of the day, which was amazing. It was called the Music School, the one I went to in Duston. I had some good, I did a little bit of the Royal and Derngate. I think I did the Jungle Book. I think I just danced around in the background. I think that was probably the first ever thing I did. I think I was very young, and I couldn't actually ever do the shows because I went on holiday. So I just did the rehearsal. I had a good time. So yeah, I think I had a good few options in Northampton, but I mean, I imagine it's a lot better now.
Well, yeah, I feel like there is a lot of kind of
Yeah.
acting opportunity. But I mean, did you know probably deep down that from a young age that that's what you wanted to do career wise, or was it very much just a hobby?
Yeah, I think it was a hobby for a while. I think back to being really young. I think the first time I ever realized it was something I loved, I went to Kislingbury Primary School in the villages, and I did they were auditioning for a Christmas Carol for the year sixes, and I was like year 4 or 5, and I got a speaking part, and I was the only one in the like the younger years, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm quite good, but I think I was probably very rubbish. I was just confident and I was loud. When you're younger, you know, there's a fine line between being good at it and actually just being loud and confident, and I think I was definitely that. And then I got steered into it more, definitely at Campion. And then I think it was actually my teacher at my drama club that sort of went, you know, you can do this professionally. And I'd never really thought about it because I didn't know drama schools existed, to be honest. And this was probably about year 10, year 11. And then, yeah, he said, you know, you can do this professionally. And then he sort of guided me. He was an actor, and he sort of guided me through it. So yeah, I think I knew from quite, yeah, sort of always had an idea, definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, how do you go from Campion to doing it professionally? Because I think that that seems like a really
Yeah,
potentially hard, journey that also just seems a bit,
yeah.
we're
It felt really far away from where we were in Northampton, I'll be honest. Like I said, I'd never met another actor really. Like I'd never met a professional actor. I didn't know anyone in the family or family friends. I didn't know any actors. I didn't know anyone who'd even gone to drama school. Yeah, there was always talk of this one boy, like 5 years older than me, who'd gone off to drama school. But I never even did a school play in Campion, really. I never got parts. I never got like casting things really. So all I'd known was GCSE drama. And then, yeah, I was doing my A levels at Campion. I had a teacher who, at my stagecoach, he used to be an actor, and he taught at another school actually in Leicester and in Birmingham, I think. And he had a lot of kids from there who went off to drama school. So he sort of printed me out a list, and he said, these are the drama schools, you know, around the country. These are where you should apply. This is what you need. This is the criteria, the monologues. I mean, it's really daunting because if I'm totally honest, back then, and yeah, I imagine things are very different, but yeah, 10 years ago, Campion were a bit more like just go to uni, go to university, study drama, because that was more something I guess they understood. And it was all about, so when I was in sixth form, it was all about UCAS. You know, you got to tick off the box that we're all going to go to uni. And I do think sometimes young people get really pushed into just going off to uni. I mean, a lot of my friends, my sisters, they sort of just jumped at the first course, even though it wasn't necessarily right for them because the school did push them into it. So yeah, this drama coach I had was sort of my saving grace in a way. Not that Campion weren't supportive, because they really were, but I had to sort of drill it into them that this is a degree. I'm still going off to do a degree. It's just a little bit different. And then, yeah, I guess my mum and dad to thank, really. I mean, I dragged them up and down to London for about 2 months going to these auditions, which I won't lie, were absolutely terrifying. Like, I'm from a village, and I didn't go to London a great deal. And sometimes you're walking sometimes it is like what you see in films. You know, you're walking in, sometimes you're auditioning in a theatre, in the drama school's theatre, to, you know, 7 or 8 people. And, you know, you're in the waiting room with a kid who was the young Billy Elliot, or like, you know, who's got famous parents. And I just, you know, I don't come from that world. Like, my dad does flooring. I just don't come from that world at all. So yeah, it was a massive gear change, but I'm so glad I did it. And I do think now it's very different. Like even last week, I had a phone call from someone in Northampton who had a family friend who was applying for drama school. So I went back home and I just had a coffee with them, and I was like, God, that like, I wish I'd had that. Just even knowing someone from our area. And now I'm out and about. I meet people from Northampton all the time who are actors or who work in film, like all the time. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that maybe, I don't know, because we don't have like a massively recognizable accent or whatever, people don't know unless they say,
Yeah.
I'm from Northampton. But yeah, we bump into so many people all the time.
Yeah, there's loads of us. I
Yeah.
mean, I do wish had known another actor at the time, because there are obviously things I would have done differently. But yeah, whatever sort of older actors that have gone off, or filmmakers that have gone off, and whether they have or haven't moved to London, I think knowing that we're out there, and it doesn't matter where you come from or like your family background. I think drama schools are very good for that. I mean, they see, so my drama school, there was I think there was a year of about 27 of us, and about 18, 19 were on full scholarships, like fully paid scholarships. So yeah, it's just finding the way in. You need a bit of guidance, but yeah, it's a lot better now, I imagine.
Well, I mean, talking of, I want to keep referring back to my work experience kids that we've had in, but yeah, we've been telling them, it's really interesting to say that you've, come back and had a coffee with someone and taught them through, because I think, I mean, it can seem just really unattainable.
Yeah,
I think actually reaching out to somebody, obviously you might have had a family connection, but actually even just reaching out to somebody, I think people are quite keen to talk about their jobs.
yeah. I mean, it's only sort of happening more so recently now. A few of my shows have been coming out, but people will be messaging me on Instagram now and stuff, and they'll ask questions about applying for drama school. And I used to do that. I remember, not so much Instagram or whatever, but like if I would message people who I've never met in my life, and I'd be like, look, I'm 17, I'm applying for drama schools, have you got any advice? And I don't think any of them ever replied, because I was probably messaging like really famous people. But I think, why wouldn't you give that advice? And we do come from a small town, and I knew nothing about film and theatre. I just knew that I liked watching them and I wanted to be in them. And then just sort of, you just have to go for it.
So I mean, how did you get did you think drama school did you get your first job as a direct result of doing drama school, or?
Yeah, drama school was definitely what worked best for me. Again, I had to look at my circumstances. I was from a tiny village. I knew no one in the industry. I'd never done it professionally. And I don't know how, back then, 10 years ago, I don't know how I would have got into the industry without drama school. Now, I have a different opinion on that. Like, I know, yeah, so I left drama school I left a little bit earlier because I got cast in a play, just through getting an agent at drama school and my agent submitting me for things. And yeah, so I left early to do a play, which was amazing because it was like a three-hander, and I didn't leave the stage the whole time. So my agent was amazing that whole time it was on, and she must have come to see the play about 25 times. Like, she just brought the whole like as many people in the industry as she could, casting directors. So yeah, I sort of did 3 years at drama school and then did 6 months of like drama school again, but just for me. It was so lucky, and yeah, it was an amazing first job. But now I think things are different. Like I actually said to this girl I went for coffee with the other day, I know my agent, she loves coming to like National Youth Theatre shows. She loves looking at like workshops around the country, like Nottingham Theatre Workshop, Nottingham TV Workshop, sorry. And there's so like Birmingham have some amazing like workshop companies. They just go around. There's one called Fourth Monkey, which is like sort of, if you've auditioned for drama school but haven't got in, it's sort of a company of actors that go away for about a year and just tour plays and make films. There's tons of stuff like that. I mean, yeah, personally for me, I knew that I also didn't know how to act. I'll be honest. I don't think I had like you see some of these kids that, go in, and make a film at 15 and they're absolutely amazing. And I'm like, wow, I needed someone to sort of tell me how to work around a script and how to understand a call sheet. And I think I would have gone in completely blind. But you never know. I think everyone's got their own sort of journey into it, and it works differently for everyone.
Definitely. And so, I mean, give us a little bit of a history of the projects that you've done, and kind of what you're hoping to do next.
Yeah, so doing this play was my first job. It was a play called Firebird, and then we ended up transferring it to the West End. So I ended up doing that for pretty much my first year out, which was amazing. I was like 21, doing a play in the West End. Like, I loved it. And then my first telly job off the back of that was a show called Britannia, which was amazing. Like the show, I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't really watched the show, but turning up. So we shot it in the Czech Republic. It was the most bizarre experience. I think I auditioned and then just didn't really hear anything. And then a week later, they were like, "Oh, so you're going to fly to Prague now for 6 weeks to learn how to ride a horse and do all this stunt training." And it was honestly like an actor's dream.
Yeah,
And,
sounds like it.
it was unreal. I mean, yeah, I wish I'd have done it now, because at the time, yeah, I think I was in my early 20s and it was quite a lonely time. But now, if I'd done it now, I would have lapped it up. I was so scared. I was so scared of everything. Like I was scared of just sort of texting the other people, like, anyone want to go for dinner? So I just sit in my room all the time. But no, it was amazing. That was and that was like one of the biggest sets I've ever been on. We did. I think our first week on the job was this like big Tree of Life sequence, all about the Roman invasion of Britain, and it was this massive Tree of Life sequence. And they built a tree that honestly was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like the props department built this tree, and then the Romans come in on their horses and fire and just invade, and like it gets a bit wild. And I just remember the first time we did a full camera rehearsal, and I watched, and I was just like, it was the first time I'd seen like movie magic. Like we made films at drama school and stuff, but this was like epic movie magic. And it was just amazing. We shot it all through the night for about a week, and it absolutely killed me. I got slashed by a sword at one point, but when it was my fault, but like one of the stunt guys slashed me with his sword, and I was like, this is so cool. So yeah, that was my first time on a set, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to work like this, because I'm in awe of everything, and I was terrified. I was probably quite terrible, because I was just so like, I was working with quite famous actors, and I was literally just like, this is, the director was the director from like The Walking Dead and The Handmaid's Tale, like these massive shows. And I was literally just, I had such bad imposter syndrome. And so I was like, maybe TV's not for me, because I don't think I'm going to get rid of this. And then I went off and did some more theatre, and then we went on a bit of a TV journey. So I did a few small parts in big shows and things, one-liners, things like that, to sort of work my way up into it. And it was a couple of years, I guess, of like working for a bit and then not working for a bit. I always say this, my advice to younger actors or filmmakers is to find a part-time job that you love, because there's a lot of downtime. I worked at the same place I worked at through drama school. I worked as a receptionist at a gym, and it honestly saved me like through the years, because I would spend a whole shift, 8 hours a day, just with my mates who weren't actors, who didn't care about my problems. And it's a new world, and you're distracted, and also the benefits of working in a gym. So yeah, that was a massive important step for me to learn coming out of drama school. Find a part-time job that at least makes you happy, because so many of my friends work these jobs that make them completely miserable, and obviously we have to do it, but at least try and find one that you can try and enjoy, because it is tough. And then it's been a very natural way up, I think. Like it didn't happen overnight, for sure. And then after a few months back and forth on things, I got probably my first regular in a show. I did a show called The Stranger on Netflix. And that was my first job where I was like, I love TV. I think because I've been turning up and I've been doing, I was a day player, and we've all got to do it, and it's part of the process. And if I was to do it now, I'd love it, because I've got more confidence. But back then, I was honestly terrible. Like I would sit in my trailer. Sounds like first world problem. Sorry, but I was sitting in my trailer for like 6 hours, and I'd be too scared to go and get a cup of water, because I just didn't know what I was doing. And then you'd turn up, you'd have one line, and I'd probably mess it up, because I'd be going over and over and over it in my head. But yeah, then I did The Stranger, and it was the first time where, I was in quite a lot. I made friends with the crew, which is, personally, I think it's the most important part of our job, because once you make friends with the crew, every day is just a dream at work, like on set, and learning about what they do and how hard they work and how much more important they are than the actors. Like they hold that show together. Like crews are amazing, and they work the hours that they work, and they're just, the way actors get treated in comparison to crew is just bizarre. But then, I did that, and the show went down really well. It was like #1 on Netflix for like 2 months or something mad. And I was like, oh, I did a massive TV job and I really enjoyed it. So let's keep going with that. And then, I did a show called Cheaters, which was it's only just come out, but I got cast in it in 2019. That was probably my first big like lead in a TV series. I mean, it was hard. I had to do like 7 or 8 rounds of auditions.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. I had to really prove myself, but I finally got it, and then shot that on and off over the pandemic. So we had about a 7-month shutdown, and that was just the best job in the world. I mean, we shot it in Peckham, which is like 10 minutes from my house, which was obviously lovely.
Yeah.
It's my first time being in every day, and that I genuinely think that is how you learn to love the job, because it just felt like a family making the show, and I wasn't worried about really what I was doing because I was just there every day, and I was just I just got totally wrapped up in it, and I loved it. And it was comedy, and then I thought, oh, maybe I love making comedy. And then after Cheaters, I think we just sort of got on a bit of a roll, and I did a show called Rules of the Game just after that, which was in Manchester, which was amazing. And then now Wedding Season pretty much is where we're at, which is a Disney Plus show. I think it comes out in July. It's mad. It's really good though. It's Disney Plus's first UK scripted comedy. So it's exciting. I mean, Disney are going to be making a lot of really cool shows the next year. And an amazing sort of company to work for. And yeah, we're sort of on a bit of a roll. And what was the other question? What I want to do next?
Well, yeah. I mean, it sounds like you need a holiday, but what can you tell us about?
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I would love time off, but then I'm also like, there's a part of me that's just riding the wave, and I can't believe I get to do it every day. I only just quit my reception job last year, so still a part of me is just like, I cannot believe that I am an actor. So let's just embrace it. I would love to make a film. I've never made a film. So at the minute we're being sent a few scripts of films and stuff. I would also love to do another play. I'm just happy to keep taking the work. I say this to my agent, she's like, no, we've got to start making, and I'm like, I'm just happy to be here. Really, I am just quite happy to be doing the job. Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, it sounds like you've had some great experiences. I mean, I assume there's also, like you say, I get the whole, I hate being when I was not running Screen Northampton, I was, doing freelance work, and day playing stuff is very scary. So, well, let's go to the film festival. Obviously, you're a judge.
Yeah.
People always ask, what are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. I just love watching stuff. Honestly, I'll watch anything. All my friends, I've been to middle of nowhere to watch them in shows or watch their films. I just love watching stuff that people have made and that people care about. I love sort of a coming of age journey. I love a friendship, like sisterhood, friendship, things like that. I'm drawn to just something that people care about making. But then I also love silly stuff. I watched a few amazing films recently. I watched Boiling Point last night. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice. No, I haven't.
Oh, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. The whole film is shot in one take.
That fills me with dread.
But it's so good. And I also used to be a waitress, and it's about, kitchen staff and a restaurant. And so it's quite triggering. I also watched a film the other day called After Love, which Joanna Scanlon won the BAFTA for the other night.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing. And it's a film where Joanna Scanlon probably has a couple of pages of dialogue if you were to put it together, but there's so much face and so many beautiful shots. The older I'm getting and the more I'm working in the industry, the more I'm just starting to love a good camera angle. You
Yeah.
know, I'm in it. I'm in it just for the camera angles. So yeah, I guess just something that if you care about something and something means something to you, I guess I'm always drawn to that. Yeah, I'm quite
Definitely.
easy.
Well, yeah, and you know, usually we get a really broad kind of range, but yeah, and so I mean, I think you've given us actually loads and loads of this already. Sorry,
It's all right.
I'm choking on nothing. I'm slightly crying here.
Oh, let's let it out.
Yeah, 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 cheers, yeah.
Safe space.
But yeah, like you've kind of talked about top tips and stuff
Mm.
a little bit, and kind of, you know, what people should do and things. But if there's someone who loves acting and really is serious about it, what's the kind of top tip you might give them while they're in school, they're 14 or whatever?
Yeah. While you're still in school, I would just watch everything. That's still sort of where I'm at. I don't really understand the technique, if I'm honest. I'm still winging it, but I watch loads.
Mhm.
And I did when I was younger. So, like, you know, back when I was at school, it was all about Skin. You know, I was watching Skins and In-Betweeners, and even shows that, you know, everyone's watching, but just watch a lot of TV. You know, we have so many streaming services at our disposal. You know, half the films that are nominated for Oscars are on Netflix or Apple or something. You know, you can watch them. So I would guess just watch everything. If you do want to go to drama school, you got to read some plays. Some of them are long and boring, but you've got
Yeah.
to do it. And just try and speak to people, because that's what I wish I had. I wish I had more filmmakers or actors or creatives in my life to sort of, you know, offer their view. Sorry, my dog's decided to
Oh, that's so cute. It wouldn't be
yeah,
it wouldn't be a Zoom without a dog.
there you go. Big yawn. Oh,
Yeah, I think
that's
we're
not
boring
right.
him.
We are
Never
live.
mind.
We are live, right?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
We have covered.
Like,
Yeah. I feel like I've just spoken. I hope that's all right. I
yeah,
mean, that's,
no one wants to hear me.
yeah, that's not the point, I guess. But yeah, you know, I just look for a cool, fun, happy film, or if you feel like making a sad one, that too. Just something that means something to you. And yeah, if you want to be an actor, speak to other actors, I guess, is the way to do it. Or you can always message me. I'll always reply.
But yeah,
Especially
there you go, everyone.
the locals.
So you've been, yeah, drop in, obviously, that you're from Northamptonshire, and just do
Yeah.
your permission to get in touch. So you've got to do it.
We're putting the Midlands on the map one step at a time.
Well, I mean, actually, yeah. I mean, just one last question then before I let you go. So, I mean, you know, Northamptonshire, I think maybe people, you know, as you said, maybe when you were growing up, there wasn't, you know, you weren't seeing film and TV actors, crew, whatever around you. But it seems from conversations we've had as well that, you know, obviously you think Northamptonshire has a lot to offer. Actually, it was what, you know, all those different activities you were doing and the people that you're meeting were the people that set you on your journey. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think you can never forget. I'll never sort of forget where I've come from. And I'm actually glad I came from a small area and I wasn't in showbiz. You know, I mean, a lot of my friends now that were child actors sort of wish that they weren't, and they had sort of, you know, just gone through school. I think it's great to be around all sorts of people. You know, none of my friends at the time were actors, so when I was sort of trying to learn about it, it sort of almost pushed me harder to sort of to go for it. But I think now, yeah, I mean, it's been a long while since I've lived in Northampton, but also it's an hour out of London, really, on the train. Northampton's its own hub in itself, and it doesn't, you know, the world of being an actor now, I audition for everything on Zoom or on tape. I don't need to be in London. I think Northampton's a sort of hub in itself. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, we're in the middle of everything as yeah, it's central of the universe. So
yeah.
Fabulous. Well, thank you very much, Callie. That was it's really interesting. I feel like I've talked to you for much longer than I talked to everyone else.
Oh God, sorry. Is everyone else normally like 10 minutes?
No, it's 20 minutes. So we've
okay. That's all right.
Yeah. 9 extra. Well, usually I try and let people, you know, people are, I mean, you've been really busy. I've been trying to pin you down, but obviously you've been shooting, but your day off, you've joined us. So I thought, you know, I'll use up lots of your day off. So thank you very much.
I hope it was useful.
Well, and soon you will get to see all of the entries to our short film competition. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, look forward to it.
wave and say goodbye.
All right, bye. Thank you.
So yeah, if you are interested, if you have been inspired to make your own film or act in someone else's film they're making for the film festival, you've got until the 3rd of April, which is really not very far away, but it's still possible if you want to make a film for the main competition. But if you're 16 and under or making a schools film, you've got until the 19th of April. And also another way you get into the film festival is our 48-hour film challenges, which we have another one starting the last weekend in April, culminating on Sunday, the 1st of May. And so that's if you can only dedicate 48 hours to making a film, then that's a really good way to do it, and they're all free. So yeah, I'm going to do a weird, awkward little wave now, and we will be doing some more of these Meet the Judges very soon. Bye.